Oh.
He finishes off and throws a bottle.
Oh my... and that was my last bottle.
Sorry.
Nope, that's all right. We are out of booze, and I turn to the group and I say, we need to get out of here.
Previously on Gunslinger's Gateway. The party found themselves on the wrong side of Lord Longfellow and the Beaconeers. We also learned that Gilbert's back pockets aren't the safest place to be keeping precious items. Things got violent, and Lochran, Druzy, Gil, Roots, Nizar, and Moonshadow found themselves tied up and tossed into the deepest level of the mine. Hopefully, Liz's warning to watch out for spiders is enough to keep the party on their toes. But how will Lochran handle being underground again for the first time since the war? Things got violent, and Lochran, Druzy, Gil, Roots, Nizar, and Moonshadow found themselves tied and tossed into the deepest level of the mine. Hopefully, Liz's warning to watch out for spiders is enough to keep the party on their toes. And how will Lochran handle being underground again for the first time since the war?
What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm just gonna wait for Lochran to sort himself out, so I'm just gonna kind of lean against the cavern wall, and just kind of like wait.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how long necessarily it would last. It probably pulls himself together after maybe like a minute or so, because he is kind of giving into this like despair, but knows that the only way out is through. Is the only way to get out of here. So after like a minute, he kind of like his eyes kind of refocus, kind of like takes a deep breath and like kind of like stands up. And as he stands up, I guess because usually for a half elf, he's still probably middle age ish, but being kind of down here, you can kind of see that he is pretty old, kind of showing his age for the first time in a while. Just kind of like dusts himself off. And like, right, well, I suppose we need to find an exit of some sort. Obviously, we shouldn't go towards the spiders unless that's exactly what we should do.
Maybe let's not do that.
Are we finding the boy before we leave, or are we going now, come back later?
There were, he looks at Nizar, it's like, yes, did we take a look at the bodies that were around this pit? I mean, Silas may have come here and asked one too many probing questions and met the same fate as us.
Yeah, Longfellow said that Silas was down here.
Alright, so can I kind of like, I don't know if this would be a medicine check or investigation to kind of look through like the remains that we see and try to figure out if there's a, 3-ish week old halfling corpse.
You know he's not a halfling. He is a human.
His friend is a halfling.
Oh, right. Okay.
But you can make an investigation check.
Okay. 23.
So, taking your time and kind of taking in the perimeter of the pit, you manage to find a handful of, like, gnawed bones and limbs, a couple of actual full bodies, and but none of them look like Silas. But as you're kind of turning to come back to the group, you find sort of to the corner. Sorry, I have to remember which way I'm pointing. Sorry, I gotta draw north for myself. Kind of one of the northwestern cave area. As you're kind of walking back, you notice that in some webbing is a tan butte messenger bag, like a mail carrying bag. It is safe to assume that it might belong to Silas.
Can I get it, like, just kind of pull it out of the webs, or do I have to, like, go, like, into them to get to it?
You can pull it out of the webs.
Okay. Can I try to do it without disturbing the webs too much? That's a 12 sleight of hand to, like, pull it out without disturbing too many other strands.
You manage to pull it out, and from what you can see, it doesn't seem like this webbing just kind of goes up. This doesn't seem like spider webbing. It's like old cobwebby webbing.
Okay.
Yep.
But you manage to grab the messenger bag.
Take the messenger bag, and before looking through it, I, like, come back around to the group, like, show it to everyone. It's like, well, this bag seems to has the insignia of the Can Butte Postal Service, so we know that Silas was down here, and then as he says that, he's gonna, like, open it up and see if there's anything of note inside of it.
Note, Postal Service.
You find a couple of just pieces of mail, telegrams.
Anything interesting? Anything that seems like it was, or is there a note for the warden in there?
No.
Okay.
One of them is to Harrison Garner, his Silas's uncle, about an order invoice, and the other one is a returning letter from Seabridge for Arnie.
I want to open up the letter for Arnie.
Okay.
That's mail fraud.
It is mail fraud.
You're in federal prison.
It's,
I don't think things can get much worse than this.
You open it and it's just notes between the postman from this town to Arnie, and it's just about saying that they need more paper and mailing supplies, that maybe somebody in the future needs to come and check out the telegraph system.
Okay.
Are you sure it's not sexy notes?
Oh, it's not sexy notes. Unless you find federal discourse very sexy.
Honestly, she might.
Shut up.
Alright, so like looking through that, I put it back into the envelope and put that back in the bag. And say.
I was gonna ask if I could look at it first.
Oh yeah. Seems it's just some standard correspondence between postmasters and a letter for his uncle. We should probably read that too.
It's an
Yes, I want to look at both of the letters.
Mm-hmm.
And does it look like there's any codes?
I'm going to tell you there's no code. It is a letter. It's an invoice order and a letter to Arnie.
So, really, it looks like all we're going to learn from this hack is that Silas was thrown down here. But there's no body, so we'll hope for the best in that regard. I doubt he would go towards the spiders, so it's probably in our best interests to head to the north.
So I made a mistake about where you guys are. You guys left off in that northwestern corner.
Okay.
There is a tunnel immediately next to you. And then it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tunnels. Other tunnels going around the circle.
Okay.
So there's 6 tunnels that you can go, 6 tunnels you can go through. If you guys do you guys still have access to that photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the groupie, so.
Awesome.
Excuse me. I must say I'm not much use in a survival situation. I mean, I have knowledge of general knowledge of plants, but does anyone know which feel a breeze or know which way we might go? Gil, I know you worked in these mines, but you said that no one came down this far. Do you know of a juncture or something that might help us get out of here?
I can barely see down here. And like I said, we never went down this far, specifically because of the spiders. But I mean, if you gave me like a torch or a light, I might be able to stumble my way through. Probably no better than you would.
I cast light on a copper piece, right?
Yeah, we still have light.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't see beyond it.
I'm proficient in survival. Can I try to make a survival check to figure out which cavern would be best to go down?
Would you? So I'm gonna say you're looking for like a breeze or something like that, or footprints or something.
Just, I guess, like the most worn down path, the way that it looks like most people have gone.
Make a survival check.
That's a 15.
So, by looking around, you can see that it's not really worn or anything like that, but you kind of take the lit piece of copper and move about this cavern. You see that the eastern side is got layers and layers and layers of webbing that kind of comes out and drapes across the cavern, coming in for about 30 feet. And when you're looking back down, the way right behind you, you can tell that it's like man-made carved flooring, walls, and ceiling, where the rest of the cavern is still very much like chipped away at.
I am gonna stay this way. I'm gonna start walking to the man-made floors and ceiling.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking like I know where I'm going. Walk with confidence.
I'm assuming you have the light, correct?
Yeah, I think I have the light, and then I'm also gonna, take out my notes, and I'm gonna try to just keep track of where we're going, so that we don't end up in circles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing every 100 feet, or 100 paces, doing making an X on the wall.
Something, just trying to get a lay of where we're going.
Yeah. I think since Locke has dark vision, he would be up at the front with Nizar, just to and kind of looking.
As your feet kind of clomp down the hall and echo a little bit here, you can see that this area is very dusty and cobwebby.
Mm-hmm.
And when you enter the chamber, it's a low, slightly vaulted ceilings that are rounded.
Mm-hmm.
And the room is ransacked. Bookshelves are tossed, and shelves are broken, and books litter the floor. There's a broken table and chairs, and one of the corners of the room, there is a burn mark that goes up the wall, and the books and debris that are in that line of sight are all burned and charred as well.
Can I make
there is
a
also
perception check? Oh, sorry.
Amongst the rubble and stuff, there is a chest that is scorched, and several more books over in the corner. Anyway, sorry.
Can I make a perception check to hear drums in the deep?
Sure. Charlie, gather.
Which chamber are we in? What letter?
I believe it's B.
It is B.
Cool.
Okay. So to double check, A is where we were with that cavern,
Yeah.
The pit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so we didn't have to go super far down this tunnel before we hit this chamber?
Correct.
Okay.
I want to take out my club and poke the chest.
Okay.
Make sure it's not a mimic.
Allison just decides it is a mimic.
So, as you go and touch it, you press it to the lid. You've been fooled before, Nazar.
Yeah.
And as you do, you try to pull it back and it sticks to the chest.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna immediately take my big boy hammer and I want to smash it down on the chest.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Okay. That is a 15.
Okay. So, as you go to pull back to come down on it,
Mm-hmm.
it opens its toothy maw,
Uh-huh.
and
It gives me a big kiss.
it gives you a big kiss on your hand, and it bites down very hard,
Ooh.
giving you 4 points of bludgeoning damage as this chest.
Which hand? Is it
Like
eating my
It went up
my
your
club?
Yeah, it went up your club
my
on
club?
you,
No. Okay.
and it bit down on your wrist, dealing 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
We love.
I'd like you to roll for initiative.
I did this. I was the fool.
I mean, it was gonna happen one way or the other.
Yes.
You put a bunch of D&D players in a room with a chest.
Gilbert, it looks like you are first.
Huh. Well, I'm just gonna kind of throw my hands in and go, what the everything's goddamn magical now. And
Not magical.
Help me, it fucking hurts.
where I come from, chests are chests. I'm just gonna go up and punch it. Just give it the old slap-a-rooski. 15 to hit.
That hit.
Push it.
I'm gonna push it.
5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make another attack. 14 hit.
That hits.
Dealing 10 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. As you just punch it, Nazar kind of is trying to pull his arm back and like gear up for another hit. It kind of goes, and it just growls at you. Nazar, it's your turn.
Taking my big boy axe, I'm gonna try to hit it. That's a dirty, nasty, ugly 20 to hit.
Yeah.
This dice is rolling hot today. I'm very
Good.
pleased.
Hopefully it keeps rolling hot.
Healing. 8 damage.
Nice. Okay. It is its turn. It is going to... Well, since you just hit it, Nazar, he's going to come after you again and try to munch up higher on your arm.
Oh no.
That does not hit, so... Okay, Drusilla, sorry.
That's a 24.
That hits, my god.
6 points of cold damage.
Damn! Brr! And it kind of just, it immediately, when it's hit with the cold, it lets go and hisses and drops a little bit. Roots.
I'm gonna draw my quarterstaff and cast Shillelagh on it as a bonus action.
We're just in a semicircle beating the shit out of the chest.
That's D&D, man.
They tried to fight you.
It's like
They
that
fight
scene,
me.
it's like the scene from Office Space when they're just kicking the shit out of the printer.
I
Printer.
got a 14 to...
That hits.
Oh, that's a 9. Damn.
Awesome, thank you. Moon Shadow.
Something going on with... Okay, gonna draw my scimitar. 22 to hit with the first one.
Yes.
7 points of slashing damage. And then that's dirty 20 to hit the second one.
Yep.
For another 4 points of slashing.
Okay. Lockrin.
Have it make a wisdom save. The DC is 15.
It fails.
Okay. Hell yeah. It takes 8 necrotic damage.
Damn. You can see its like tongue like goes over its teeth and like snarls at you a little bit. Gilbert.
We're gonna keep up the technique that's been working to punch it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a natural 1.
That you do not hit it.
Okay, well, let's try again.
It like smacks you with its tongue.
9.
And you go again and it hits you right. It hits your other hand away.
Bitch.
Nazar.
I'm gonna try him again. It's a 10 to hit.
Nope.
That's my turn.
Okay, so it is going to try to grapple you now, Nazar. So I need you to make a strength check.
A strength check?
Yeah.
Hang on. A check or a saving throw?
Check.
That's gonna be a 10, because I rolled like shit.
You are now grappled.
Cute.
And it's going to make... No, that's its action. Druzy.
Okay. 17.
That hits.
Okay, awesome. 4 cold damage.
It snarls again, and its jaw just like clamps shut, and it just looks angry. Roots, your turn.
I'm gonna try to hit again. It's 23.
That
to hit.
hits.
And that's 4 damage.
How do you want to do it?
8 plus your proficiency.
I wanna shove my magical quarterstaff down the back of its weird mouth.
There, you take your quarterstaff, you shove it in, and at first it's kind of like a weird sensation as you're pushing into something living, and then its teeth like grapple around the quarterstaff, and you shove harder, and it goes right through the back and goes as it just dies. Okay.
Go team.
Just a good old-fashioned beatdown.
Good old-fashioned beat. Curb stomp that bitch.
Basically, we just went American History X on it without the anti-Semitism.
Jesus
Oh, there was anti-Semitism.
I mean,
Okay.
that's your baggage, Julian, not mine.
I hate myself. Am I anti-Semitic?
No.
So you said that this room there's like a big scorch mark on like some books.
Yeah. Well, like going past the chest, hitting the chest, and going up the wall.
Okay, so someone
Did a 5.
did a fire on the chest. It looks like. And you said that there was like a bookshelf.
Yeah, a ransacked bookshelf,
All right, can I?
table and chairs and stuff.
Okay. Can I well, I'm assuming other people are gonna look through the room, but can I, I'm assuming it'd be investigation to see what these were, what was this
Yeah,
weird subterranean office?
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. And while I do that, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself while I do it to guide my investigation.
Good thing.
Okay, so that's a 15 plus 3, so 18.
You're kind of looking through them. A lot of them were like field journals and such. There's lots of drawings in them, but of like mountain ranges and stuff like that. But you can't read any, but most of them are like destroyed due to time or fire damage. But what you can tell is that some of it is in Dwarvish.
Okay. Does anyone speak Dwarvish?
Nope.
Don't you have a...
Nope.
Not yet.
I can. Next level.
What does that mean?
Shut up.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have like an entire session of Druzy read this next time we level up. But Locke would, I don't mind voice crack. Locke would know that Seabridge, what use was like a dwarven settlement before all the dwarves died, right? Or would he need to make a history check for that?
You need to make a history check.
Okay. $16?
You're not really familiar with like a lot of towns, really, but you would safely assume that where there's a mine, there probably was some dwarven activity for a while.
Okay. And they call it a mine. yeah, I guess I kind of relay it. Is there anything that seems, I mean, I know I can't read it, but like in these like drawings that's related to like, is there like an illustration of a glowing rock and a map on how to find it?
No.
Okay. I mean,
That would have been useful.
gotta throw all the spaghetti I can at this wall.
It's done. Stop throwing spaghetti.
It's already dead. But yeah, I would really like relay that to everybody else after I've kind of like combed through it. That it's in Dwarvish, and
It's pretty ruined too. You're only seeing half of a book.
oh yeah. This was it looks like this was some sort of study or office, perhaps. I don't know how recently this place was, turned over, but the writings seem to have, I would assume, predate the prison by a number of years.
Is there any indication that there was a light source down here?
Maybe at one point, but like there's empty sconces on the walls. But
Okay.
yeah.
Because my hunch was that if there was no light source down here, that it would have to be something, even if there was, I would suppose there would have to be something that would be comfortable living underground or working underground, because like this place is awful. Well, I think we've seen everything that can be seen in this room here. Clearly it's not an exit, but we know that someone or something worked down here, and that there was a mimic, which suggests that I doubt the mimic's been there forever. I don't know. But there's more to this area than perhaps I thought. I didn't know there was an office down here.
Can we tell how recently this place was ransacked?
No, probably
Okay.
not.
It was like, yeah, if it was like a bunch of stuff was dusty except for one specific thing, but okay. But yeah, I guess
It's pretty well trashed,
agree.
so.
Okay. But yeah, I would yes, once we can find someone who can read, and I would try and take like what was salvageable from that book, and kind of like try and take it with us,
Okay.
and like put it like in the journals too, so to try and keep like the loose pages from getting all crumbled up.
Okay. All right. So which way do you guys head next?
Were there two tunnels that had floors, or am I remembering that wrong?
No, you're correct.
Okay.
The one that is labeled G on your map, that direction was the other one that you would recall.
Okay. I'm assuming we're all going back out to like where the pit was.
Yeah, I think so.
Nazar has the light. Okay, so then I suggest that we perhaps start by exploring the other tunnel that has a floor before we chance any run-ins with spiders or whatever else lives down here.
These sound
Follow signs of civilization.
and start marching that way.
Okay.
Same thing, like kind of a little abreast of Nazar to try and make sure we don't. So nothing just comes flying out of the darkness at us.
Okay.
And I will always be bringing up the bear since I can't be surprised.
Okay. So marching order is Locke and Nazar. I'm guessing. Okay, Druzy, Gil, and Roots. Any specific order you want to be in?
I would prefer to be closer to the light source,
Okay.
as I'm sure Gilbert probably would also, since we can't see otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys will be. Roots and Moonshadow will be bringing up the rear. Oh. And you go down a hall for about 10 feet or so, and then you find a staircase that descends down.
Ooh. This is down. Do we go down or we try differently?
It goes
Well, there
down
are
and
also stairs. So,
Whoever put this here, I assume had a way out. And for now, I'll trust someone put this here, so they might have put a way out down there. I feel like that's something dwarves would do. I feel like I'm making a lot of racial assumptions that they would put like an escape hatch of some sort. They're crafty. They're little hands.
But
This
why?
is getting more racist as we speak.
But why would?
yeah, now you're just like everyone's racist groundhog.
He goes on like a 15-minute rant about dwarves.
All these orcs moving into neighborhoods. They got halflings where some of they steal.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, so Locke would, if Nazar stops at the stairs, Locke would say that and start heading down slowly.
Just a
Then here we
thought,
go.
perhaps. Why would a way out and up be down?
Perhaps
This is
it's
what
like
I'm thinking, but if we are going, I guess we are going.
perhaps it's like a dumb waiter.
It's dumb, all right.
I don't. Beat me to it.
We're trying to get out, but I would also like to find Silas, and I feel like a scared young man thrown into a pit full of spiders would seek something, something that looks humanoid made, versus dealing with the spiders.
Bag was covered in spiders, no? Spider webs?
Yes.
Well, if this is true, perhaps Spider can take him to those other spider webs that were over there. They wrap his bag up. They keep separate because they're detective boy. They cover his belongings. We want to find boy. Boy might be with spiders, and we are not going with the spiders.
But something tells me that I just want to make sure that nothing is going to come up behind us. If there's something resembling civilization down here, I'd just like to make sure we're not leaving no stone unturned. If there's something already down here, we can just run train on it like we did that mimic.
Yeah,
Or we
sure.
can find someplace, if we're going to be down here for a while, someplace safe and secluded that we can rest if we need to.
Okay.
Okay. So you head down the steps. And as you descend and curve down these stone steps, you are met with the same kind of dusty, dank, haven't been around here for a while atmosphere. You come down into a room that opens up pretty large, and you see dilapidated furniture, long forgotten, that still inhabit this room. There is a long table in the center of the room, and a nice chair behind it. and beyond that on the wall there are books, bookshelves, a couch, and then you kind of can see it. There's an alcove that turns slightly to the east, and that there is you can see the foot of a chest and a foot of a bed.
I want to hit the chest with my club.
Okay. So, you walk past the table, and Locke is in the... Locke, I'm assuming you're in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I'd probably be staying about 10, maybe like 10 feet behind Nazar.
Okay.
Kind of like surveying and checking to make sure that there's no one else here.
Does 16 hit you, Nazar?
It matches.
So it hits. Okay. So as you kind of start to round the corner, and you don't really see it, and all of a sudden you feel a dagger go right into your shoulder, and it deals 5 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
As
I'm gonna kill me slowly.
It sinks into your pecs a little bit, and you just kind of go. And because I don't think the light reaches that far. Oh, yeah, it does. It's dim light, right?
Yeah, and I think Nazar has the.
Oh, he has a coin.
Yeah, because I've been using my dark because I have dark vision.
Okay.
So I gave it to Nazar, but have been up there with him.
As you have this dagger sticking out of your chest now, you can see that the source of it is a young, dark complexion man in the corner, just breathing very heavily, and is pushed up as far back into the corner as he possibly can. Fuck! Shit! Go down! Fuck you!
I'm gonna pull the dagger out and throw it to the side. The fuck was that?
And he pulls out another one.
If he tries to throw it at me, I want to catch it. I'm gonna walk towards him.
And he doesn't throw it, but he seems to have his hand on his shoulder, and he holds up the knife, but he's not moving. He goes, "Stay back."
I want to try to grab his arm, and squeeze the dagger out of his hand with my strong man hands.
Okay, make a strength check.
Okay. Ooh, 23.
You manage just to grab his wrist and just pull him forward a little bit, and he drops the dagger, and he falls forward on his elbows. And he.
Oh, I don't want to let him fall. I want to drag him. He drops it, and I'll catch him. I'll look at him, see what the fuck this is.
Okay, so you do that, and he's still not very far off the ground.
Mhm.
But he looks like shit. And
you look like shit.
you're kind of holding him, and he's just like, "What do you want? What do you guys want?" And you can see that he's got really messy, just rooted hair, and he's got dark bruises on his face, and that his eyes look sunken in, and his face gaunt almost.
Yeah. I would have immediately as soon as I hear this kerfuffle, am I over there by now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You fucking stabbed me. Who are you to stab me?
Nazar, I feel like we're all in a very stressful situation, and if you were alone in this underground cavern, I feel like you would have stabbed first and asked questions later, maybe.
I don't
Nazar
stab
does that on
flesh.
Nazar does that on a regular basis anyway, when we're not in caverns.
You're Silas, correct?
You recognize him as a very badly beaten and very sick Silas Garner.
Hearing that that's his name, I laugh and I put him down oh, you're the fucker we've been looking for.
Silas, we're looking for you.
Locker. Why did they send a dog? Fuck. Can you look at my leg?
Yes.
Please.
I'm gonna run up and be very excited that we found Silas, which is probably only more confusing for him. Because now there's a doctor and a prostitute
Why
on
is
the
the
reservation.
prostitute here?
Why did you bring the
Also, there's a
prostitute
dragon
with
you've
you?
never seen.
When did we have?
How are these people?
I need you to make a medicine check.
Okay.
What is going on?
I am a 1, so it's an 8. Locke is out of his element right now.
And you're kind of looking at the wrong leg, and he looks at you, and he goes, and he leans forward a little bit. He goes, "Are you serious?" He goes, "It's that one," and it's very clear that his left leg is clearly broken,
Okay.
very badly broken.
No, I don't have mending.
That wouldn't work anyway.
Men bones.
No, it's not. Where's
No.
Can I walk over and try and give him the serpent?
a what?
Can I walk over and give him the serpent oil that I bought from Professor Smith?
Yep.
Say, here, this should help.
And he goes, oh, and he like looks at you, and he like hesitantly like grabs it, uncorks it, and downs it, and goes, ugh. Oh, the fuck? That's just straight sesame oil. Why the hell would you?
Moonshadow, did you? Is that what you bought from that? From the professor?
He did say he was a doctor.
He did.
He said a lot of things. Anyway, this, I like looking at it. I hand him like my water skin and like and a little bit of food. And I look like if I know it's, looking at it, like I know it's broken. Like this isn't something that I can heal here right now. This is something only time can do.
Yeah, it's not like you're a magician or something.
What does that mean?
He says, you're a magician or something.
No,
like, make awkward eye contact with
He says he's
everybody.
Oh.
So can I like set it, or would I need to make another medicine check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it up this time.
There we go. A 20 plus, dirty 20.
Yeah, you said it. Are you gonna warn him?
Oh yeah, it's like, this is very clearly broken.
Okay. Do you have any, like, healers, like a healer's kit? Or
I have.
Because if not, my next question is going to be, what are you going to use to make a splint?
I have.
Roll him up in the rug, and then.
You said that there's a blanket or a bed in this room, right?
Yes.
Is it made of wood?
Yes.
Okay. I would ask Nazar to kind of like break off like two, like probably like foot long pieces. And
Is there a chair? Is there a wooden chair?
Yeah. It's at
How
the
about I
desk.
just break the legs off the chair?
Yes, that will work.
I'll do that.
Nazar, as you walk over and grab the chair, you happen to look to look.
The chair's a minute.
You happen to, like, you're bending down to grab the chair to just pick up and throw down, and you look, and your eyes widen, and you see a map on the table.
Wow.
It's being held.
What?
It's being held down by a couple of books and an odd map, odd cartographer tools, and a dagger at the top of it.
Wow.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'm gonna send something to you. Do you want it? I'm just gonna send it to you, Sarah.
Okay. Should probably go get my phone charger.
Charlie is grabbing his legs to type himself.
I know, he does that.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Oh, I ignored Ed so much he ran away. Oh, there he's back. Never mind.
Yeah, gotta give me a minute. Sorry, it's gonna take forever.
You're good.
I'm getting his claws stuck in the chair.
In the meantime, I'll break the chair and give the legs to Lochran.
Okay. Easy enough. It's like, you immediately, it's like eye contact does not break from the map. And you toss it over.
Well, I'm also gonna give Silas my handkerchief and say, bite on this.
Huh.
It will hurt.
Okay, and he takes it and he's just like, he nods to you.
I have my bottle of liquor. I could.
Yeah, give him that.
We're
He
just a
immediately
real
throws
helpful
down that,
member.
he just grabs it and goes, okay, go. And he
You
just
want
starts,
me to hold him?
and he just starts
Or not.
drinking. Yeah, he just starts drinking through it.
I say on 3, and then I do it on 1.
And you can hear you go, and but he still keeps just throwing it back. And you manage
and then once I have it, and then is there like a blanket like left over on this bed?
Yeah, it's tattered and old, but in moth-ridden.
Yeah. I like yank it away from roots and like rip a couple strips off of it to make like I use like a couple more pieces than I like normally would if it's like old and kind of ratty, but once I'm done like making the splint, like tying it all together, I throw the rest back to Roots.
Root chomps on it gratefully.
I'm gonna kind of like grab my bottle back.
And he like
I'm gonna take my handkerchief back.
he holds onto it for a second and drinks a little bit more, and then like you finally manage to wrestle him, and he's like, okay,
So
that was painful.
I'm just glad we found you.
Me too. Sorry.
it's quite all right. I feel like we would have ended up here one way or the other.
This is.
But
I thought I was
you're-
gonna die down here.
Well,
hopefully you won't. Well, or if you do, you'll have some company.
Damn. Okay. Never sugarcoated it, did you?
No, I feel like hope is important. False hope is irresponsible. But your uncle was desperately, said he was trying to find people to find you, and well, we just so happened to be leaving Tambute on some errands,
Oh,
and
okay.
but we talked with your friend,
Sawyer Baxter.
that one.
Yeah.
And he said that you came here to join the Beaconeers, that you were interested in what they were doing.
What fucking snitch.
Well, I mean, we can go back in time and not come look for you.
We can do that, I say, looking up from the map.
Practically, no.
But did
No.
you? I mean, I can't fault a young man's curiosity, but why were you coming here?
I've always been interested in what they were doing, but I don't know. They just. I guess I got in over my head, and they didn't like what I had to offer. But I just couldn't go back to Tan Butte, but Yeah.
And what did you try to offer them?
Nothing important, really. Just my hands, that I was able to do stuff that maybe other people can't do, but I don't...
Like, magic?
Maybe. Why?
Because I pull out another piece of copper and cast light on it.
So the other one goes away, and that one
Yeah.
comes up.
I can't see my map.
I'm sorry, Nazar, I'm making a point.
Look.
And I throw the new one back to Nazar.
Keep looking at my map.
That and information. I guess I knew too much.
What did you know about? And this isn't a threat, but we're all down here in a cave filled with, I heard, I'm going to assume giant spiders, so
Only
the
one.
time for secrecy is over.
There's only one giant one.
But you know what? That's good to know.
But
Yeah,
we
well,
are in the business of dealing in information.
she's a bitch, that's for sure. And he kind of, this is for the first moment he lets go of his his shoulder, neck area, and you can see there are two really dark, festery bite marks into his neck.
Oh my god, he's Spider-Man.
That's what I thought too.
And
This is making the bug bites on my legs itch.
and they're dark and it's like a dark black and grayish area, and it looks like as you kind of see under his shirt, because he's only wearing like a a regular top and pants and stuff and boots. It's not anything special, but you can see that there is a gray that comes out from it, and then you can see where his veins are. They're a bright blue.
Ooh, that's less than great. So I'm gonna take it this is beyond poisoned.
Honestly, I'm very tired. I just want to go home. I want to see my uncle.
We're going to get out of here, and we're going to take you with us, or we'll all die trying. Can I do? I don't know. Can I do a medicine check to see if this is just giant spider thing poison, or if it's something beyond what I'm able to do?
Sure.
13. 22.
You know that there is a degree that he is poisoned, but then there is something more that you're not really familiar with.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell him to hold still. I might be able to relieve some of this and touch lightly touch where his shoulder is and do a lesser restoration.
Okay.
So the condition you touch a creature and can end either. Oh, is it a disease? Because if it looks like a disease, I can end one disease or one condition.
It looks like a disease, but it's a disease you're not familiar with. So if you do cast something, it might heal it, or it might just take away condition.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to address all of it, but if it doesn't take away everything, then...
So you managed to take away his poison condition.
Okay.
Him? That was him?
So, hopefully that will be, and then I kind of like, no, because I don't know if it like tear off like another like rag and put some like water on it and kind of like try and like dress the wound too, so it doesn't like get gangrenous while we're at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Silas, I think I've done all I can do for you outside of until we were able to get you out of here. Have you found an exit? Were you able to explore any of this area before you were bitten or broke your leg?
I broke my leg on impact.
Okay.
And then I managed to crawl this way. There is a tunnel just southeast of this one. I think that might go somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. It's getting really. You have to walk through webs, I think. So.
Okay. All right. Well, what was it that what information did you bring them that you thought would endear you to these people?
Well, they like to overrun towns and take what they need from the town and gather all the magic workers kind of like on a pilgrimage to some holy place. They kept on. I just wanted to belong to a group where I could use my powers and not have to be in hiding anymore. But I told them where they could find a powerful mage in hiding and maybe use that to their advantage. And I think the bitch fucking ratted me out, or knew that I knew somehow.
Who is this bitch?
No, since we're gonna die here anyway, it was Sissy.
Fucking knew it.
She's got something weird going on in her house or something. But
I turned back. Oh, sorry.
Something is not right with her. And
sorry.
I found
the audio.
I found some notebooks, and then I passed them along to Lord Longfellow, thinking that would get me in. And I found some schematics, but he was like, "Oh, thank you, how wonderful!" And then they threw me in the pit.
Well, your suspicions about Sissy seem to be very right. And I look over my shoulder and yell at Nazar, like, Nazar,
No.
I think we probably should have burned the house down. I'm very sorry.
He throws the coin down.
Hindsight is 20/20.
And he starts cursing in Draconic, like, nobody fucking listens to me. I try all out, no one listens.
Aren't you glad that we broke in the first place?
And then I'm gonna rip the map off the desk and roll it up. Does the dagger look to be of importance?
It looks like a dagger.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. I want it.
Okay. Sarah? Never mind, I'll just text it to you.
Ooh, sneaky.
The dagger was a mimic.
No.
It slowly sucks away at your life force.
Someday when we publish the podcast and Allison publishes her adventure path, I need someone to publish my journal from the, just as oh, isn't this fun and exciting from the first time anybody ever played it? Because I write a lot of weird shit down.
We.
I was right. I'm teaching Macbeth right now.
So, Al, while all of that stuff is going on, I want to do I want to look through the bookshelf, see if there's anything.
Oh, I forgot to mention also that there's a wardrobe. But anyway, you can look through the books, and are you looking for anything in particular?
Anything related to magic, anything related to EMTA, or any of the other
you find a
tactical
lot
things that I'm.
Yeah. You find a couple of history books. Mind you, all of these are in Dwarvish.
Good.
You have a couple of history books, but one of the words kind of looks familiar, and there is a second translation under the title, and it says the Battle of Bedir. That one you notice and kind of recall a little bit about. And other ones are a lot of cartography books and mapping. So they're like giant atlases of areas, near and far.
Okay. I'm gonna take the book that you said, the Battle of the what?
Battle of Bedir.
Okay. I'm gonna take that one. And then if I still have time, I'm gonna look through the wardrobe.
Okay. Yeah, you
Bruce has slapped his way over to that wardrobe. What does he find inside?
Okay, so you find it has a bunch of just shorter stature clothes, all in various stages of being decayed, and just that. There's some shoes and boots in there, and some scarves, and that's really it.
Ooh. Roots is going to take some of the scarves and stuff them away.
There he goes. You can mark 3 scarves down.
A fucking drug addict.
There's no sock. They'll do.
Can somebody do like a general, or you guys are searching, so I'd like a general investigation check.
Who's good at those? Okay.
Charlie, get away.
Right.
Go away.
Are you good at investigating?
I got.
Yes.
Am I included? Am I able to roll for this?
No, because you've been doing your stuff with.
Damn it.
Okay. Just want to double check.
You're being busy being a doctor.
No, yeah, I figured.
Okay.
Root's got
A what?
a 15.
A 15?
I'm not actively searching.
Alright.
I got a natural 20. Oh my god.
You find a lot of cartographer tools. You're giddy.
So it's a 22. But I wanted to see if I could find an atlas of the greater island, whatever.
A map of Harina?
Yes, I literally couldn't think of it. If I could find like a map of Harina, or if I can find a map of wherever we said we were going next, which.
You manage to find that towards the side of the table there is like a rectangular bin attached to the table, and that there are like it's divided into two bins, and they're both filled with rolls of papers. So you manage to look through some of those, and you find a giant map of Harina, like the outer islands.
Dope.
And big. For all intents and purposes, it's the giant map that you've been using.
I want it.
You can take it.
Dope.
Yeah. You manage to find, and there's a lot of maps that don't, like, because you're familiar with Siphon and stuff, and it's like, you find, like, a newer map of Siphon, but, like, the newest one you found is still from, like, 100 years ago, so these are outdated maps, but you manage to find maps of each of the main major cities as well.
I will take those. We hit the fucking jackpot, y'all. As I'm digging through the maps.
You found a way out?
No. And I keep looking at the maps.
You're like, that's what we're looking for, but okay.
You managed to find just a handful of maps, some tools, and a giant atlas of the greater continent. Moonshadow, are you proficient in history?
Yes, I am.
So
I am too.
Kind of being interested in what Nazar's doing, you happen to look over and you see for a moment not the one that was on the desk originally, but another one that he's been pulling out of the bins. It looks like Emta, but not quite. And you can see that it, like, there seems to be like what you would know from your own history is that they're like battlement readies. Like, you know this to be a tactical military map.
I want that.
Huh?
Nazar, I want that map.
I will carry it. You can look at it.
Thank you.
My map.
And Roots, as you're kind of like searching through the closet, you manage to like pull one of the scarves down and hear a clink, 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 clink. You find a small metal disc that's about slightly bigger than about the same like as a softball, but it's flat.
It's a CD,
and it's like a beaten irony. It looks like iron and nickel kind of forged together, but the insignia on it is a large pickaxe with a handle, and then a hammer at the bottom with a handle, and then going through the center to the right-hand side is a war hammer.
Okay. Show it to the rest of the group and say, does anybody know what this is?
Whoever's proficient in history.
I am.
Not I.
No. You're just
15.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm chilling because we found Silas. I'm good. I want to get out of here.
I got a 15 history.
You don't really know exactly, but it kind of it looks similar to something that you studied growing up as a group known as the Ironclad Clan.
Cool.
They were said to be great weapons great weapons makers, but they're very reclusive.
Okay. I will share that with the group.
So, how are we gonna get out?
That is our current project.
I mean, might be a lot, but up seems like the best way out.
Thank you.
Can you fly?
Well, if we'd just gone up, we would have left Silas to die. So, I feel vindicated. Do we want to head towards the spiders, or do we want to see what our options are with these other caverns?
Out of character, just curious. Well, I guess in character, I don't know. I'm thinking about like Roots flying up, and as long as there's no guards right there, securing a rope, and then we climb up.
Is
this
that
game breaking?
We were all tied to ropes in the first place, and we have now extended one all the way to...
When we came down, like, if we go back, assuming we, like, I would say, like, tell Silas to, like, stay here, like, leave, like, water, a little bit more water, and some food with him, just so that he can, like, get his strength back even just a little bit. Assuming we, go back upstairs into, like, that central chamber that we were in, like, the other ropes are still there, right? Like, even the ones of the people that, like, were, like, that have corpses, like, hanging from them.
Yep.
Like, are still there. Okay.
But, I mean, what happens when we climb up them out of the mine? We're right back in the middle of the Beaconeers camp.
Well, right now, I believe we're on the 4th level of, level 4, there we go. The 4th level of the mine, correct? You said that nobody goes beyond the 3rd.
Right.
That we're not coming up in the camp, we're coming up on the 3rd level of the mine.
Right.
There's an entire town down here, we can assume.
There's a town being held as prisoners.
Oh.
Is what he's saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying there was an entire, like, underground town, and I was like, did I miss something, or?
Locke looks at the bottle and Gil's hand and just shakes his head.
Listen, man, it's been a hell of a 24 hours.
That if there's no exit down here, that, if we were able to climb, I don't know if I have the upper body strength to climb 60 feet, but if that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do.
You have -2?
I have a -2 to strength, but that's... Locke doesn't know that. That if we could get the townsfolk on our side, which I feel like, hey, let's not be prisoners anymore, is a pretty compelling argument. That we can ride this wave of resistance out into the camp and either escape or, well, I don't want to say we leave the people of Seabridge to die in a magical massacre while we make a stealthy retreat in the opposite direction, but I won't say the thought didn't cross my mind.
Locke, you have such a way with words.
Well, if I'm gonna be, I don't know, you're gonna be giving me food and water just to stay down here, I take my chances trying to crawl out on my own.
How mobile are you right now, Silas?
I can
Your
manage.
leg is broken.
I can manage.
Can we, knock him out and leave him here?
Time to the bed.
Or, instead of
That's an idea.
Kinky.
I know all about that. It's fine. It's my job. I said it's my job. No.
Or we take our chances with trying to find a way out down here. Roots, you said that there was a Moonshadow. Roots and Moonshadow said that there was a river, like, through that hole, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the big monster at the end of it.
Yeah, I don't love the idea of the big monster.
But, I mean, water has to go somewhere.
That's true.
About to be drinking the center of the earth.
I mean,
We could.
Chili's at the end of the
Never mind.
because right now, that, like, those would be the only two things that occur.
We have our pocket boats.
I just remembered that too. We have our pocket boats because they fold up and we take them with us.
Well, shit.
We have boats.
We have boats.
I'm a little nervous because there was a mention of rapids. And if there happens to be an underground waterfall,
I'm sure we'd be fine.
I don't think so.
Or do we take our chances with? Well, let's make a bulleted list. We have some options.
Okay. And Silas manages to push himself up off the bed, and he goes,
I want to push him back down. Don't move, we're talking. We're having business. Adults are talking. Sit down.
We're saving your goddamn life. Locke doesn't say that.
At what point? Oh yeah, I'll hand it the bottle.
Locke breaks his other leg and then finds it.
I'll just start drinking with Silas.
you guys start managing to toss it back and I always liked you.
Yeah. So we either fight our way from the lowest level to the top level of this prison mine, and then fight an entire camp full of God knows what. We know lesbian cowboys.
Yes.
And we know that Longfellow has a magic gun.
Although we don't know what it does. And a dog. There is a mechanical dog.
Not a fan of the robot dog.
Now, I'm not the best at math. However, I believe we would be fighting, let's say, significantly fewer enemies if we decided to try and escape from down here, rather than every single guard in the entire mine and then also everybody above ground.
Does this mean the rapids?
Well, I think it means we should look in the other caverns before we make any decisions.
So one might say, we may need to go down in order to go up.
Ah, God damn it! That don't make no sense!
I vote rapids. Or it might be, calm lagoon, let us out.
It's a lazy river.
If one of these passages goes down, we may be able to reach this water after the rapids. Or at least avoid the drop.
Worth a check.
Allison, can I make a nature check to see what I know about spiders?
Sure. No, what were you guys just decided?
We're deciding on which way to go, really. I think we're going to explore the other caverns.
Okay.
And then I think the climb out route is out.
Okay.
I think it's going to be either find another way through the caverns or through the water.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20, so it's a 22 for nature. My Tix dice is rolling incredible tonight. It
So-
rolled for shit last session.
What you know about spiders is what everybody knows about spiders.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of information you want.
I don't either.
Oh, okay then.
Dope.
Are you guys exploring the rest of the caverns? I'm guessing.
Yeah, the ones that are less spidery, those are the ones to the... So if we're northwest, the east, I think, or are those equally spidery?
Well, didn't Silas say something about the southeast cavern, which I think is that one? Down there?
Yeah.
I mean, he did mention that there was possibly something down there. Worth a check.
As long as we're stealthy and ready for a fight, I suppose.
Yes, I like this. Let's go.
He finishes off and throws a bottle.
Oh my! And that was my last bottle.
Sorry.
Nope, that's all right. We are out of booze, and I turn to the group and I say, "We need to get out of here."
Do you guys watch Archer?
Yeah.
If I stop drinking, I'm afraid the cumulative hangover will literally kill me.
Use the bathroom real quick.
So yeah, I guess I would head that way.
Okay. Do you want to whiz? Okay. So Silas manages to pick himself up again. And
Can we jerry-rig him a crutch?
sure.
Somebody
Somebody
the rest of that chair.
just make a general intelligence check.
Okay. 13.
Yeah, you managed to kind of make a makeshift one by tying, bits of the fabric around it and of the back of the chair and maybe the other two legs that are kind of there. And it's pretty wobbly, but maybe it will hold up for a bit.
Yeah, just enough for him to kind of no one has to have an arm under him, so that way we're all kind of
Hands-free.
mobile.
Yeah. So you guys managed to kind of go up the stairs again and take in the surveillance of the room one last time. There's still some books, some maps, a chest, and a small box on the table as well as you're leaving.
Did we look inside the box?
Leave no stone unturned. Look inside the box.
So
Actually, I want Nazar to poke it with his club first.
the chest or the box?
Both of them.
So the box, is a strong box, which is kind of like a small tabletop safe.
Right, so it's locked then?
Yes.
Can I zap it?
Not.
Or that only works really on padlocks?
Yeah. It's a little bit more intricate, but it is small enough to take.
I got a note that says, the answers you seek are hidden in his chest, and I don't know what his it's speaking of, because Liz decided not to give me the specifics. So,
That's right.
every chest.
And then there's the
I
chest
maintain-
at the end of the bed.
Okay. Nazal, can you poke this chest?
I do.
It's a chest.
I
Okay,
open it.
is it locked?
No.
Okay, let's open it.
Hey, cool, you opened it. And inside, there are 2 pieces of obsidian, 2 pieces of turquoise, 2 pieces of lapis, blue quartz, and azurite, all worth 10 gold piece each.
Ooh.
I did not write down all those steps.
You can say there's 10 gems worth 10 gold pieces each.
Okay.
And you find 3 scrolls and 2 stoppards of a red liquid. which for all intents and purposes is a spell scroll for knock, spell scroll for spare the dying, spell scroll of disguise self, and 3 potions of healing.
So we hand that out to people to carry.
So, Scroll of Knock, Scroll of Spare the Dying.
Scroll of Disguise Self. And 3 potions of healing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I would suggest that the non-magic people take the potions of healing, since...
I agree.
Okay.
Battle Cat has entered the field. I'll take that Scroll of Spare the Dying. I always forget. I haven't used enough scrolls. Is it anyone can use that scroll that can use magic?
No, anyone can use a spell scroll.
Oh, okay. Then I think would give it to I don't know, because I can cast Spare the Dying, so I feel like I'm set on that. I feel like I would give it to one of our melee friends.
I can hold on to it.
Give it to Gil.
Okay.
Wait, this is such a character development. Gilbert, who didn't realize magic existed 2 sessions ago, now is carrying spell scrolls to be able to cast in combat situations.
I mean,
I just think it's...
all I know is just a piece of paper with fancy words on it.
Yeah.
But if you say it's magical, then I guess perhaps I should get out of the Dark Ages.
Gil, I have to say you're taking this all very much in stride.
No, I'm screaming inside.
Isn't that why we drink?
I drink to forget, but I always remember.
Rough. I feel like this Scroll of Knock is would be useful for opening, say, a strong box.
It's also very loud for a very large radius, though. Yeah. It's like a 300-foot radius. Yeah, that's why I never cast it. When Ashley told me I should take it, the first character I ever made, it has never been useful for me because we're always trying to be stealthy.
I mean, I feel like right now we're pretty good.
Unless we draw out all the spiders.
If the spiders didn't hear us fall down that shaft, I don't think they're gonna come a running because they heard a boom.
They probably did hear us, though.
If anything, they would find out.
We don't want them to know where we are, especially if we're about to try and sneak in there.
Why don't we just use it when we leave here?
As long as we're in, say, the town of Seabridge, where no other living being is ever.
Yes.
Except that time that those 2 bandits found us.
Yeah, but we killed them, so it's fine.
And that gnome.
She's cool, though.
There's no way.
Her name's Felicity, and she's an 8. She's down here, actually. Her shop is in the mine.
Oh.
She's probably above us. Hi, Felicity.
Okay. So, potions for melee friends. Gil has Spare the Dying. And then, I guess...
Just put the other 2 in your doctor bag.
Okay.
Because I can cast Disguise Self, so I don't need that one.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to take the strong box.
Yes.
So, that's everything now then, right? Okay. Now we can exit.
Anyway. So you managed to help Silas hobble up those stairs again, and find yourself back into Chamber A, where the pit is. You guys make your way out of make your way out of the tunnel, out of the forgotten bedroom, and back out into the pit area. Garb, stop. And you guys are heading towards that southeastern tunnel. Was that a yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I just had to rotate the map, that's all.
Okay. So, you start heading that way, and you know... Are you guys stealthing?
I think it would behoove us to do so.
Yeah.
I would like.
Everybody needs to make a stealth check then. Oh, damn.
Don't you have disadvantage anymore because you're dark armor?
Why do I have a 0% proficient stuff? That's weird. Yeah. 9.
Okay, Gilbert.
9.
Lochran.
Got a nasty 3.
Druzy.
6.
Wow, okay.
Nazar.
16.
Moonshadow.
I got a natural 20, which is, it ends up being 25.
Roots.
I got 12.
I had a -1 now.
And Silas managed to also do well. So as you guys are hobbling forward and you start down the path, one of the 3 of you aren't being as quiet, and one of you don't know who, manages to trip over some of the thicker webbing through the path. And when you... I'm going to say it's Gilbert, because Gilbert can't see.
Yeah, I'm blind.
Gilbert, you trip over the thicker webbing and fall into Nazar, and you can hear... It's like, you know, when you pull on a string, it goes boing. Your foot hits that web, and it's... You would normally think webbing would just go right through it, but it's like tripping on a rope.
So this spider's super poisonous.
And then you hear it go... And like, it's an audible, like, boing kind of sound.
Like you do.
And it's silent as all of you kind of just tense up. And then nothing happens.
Yet.
And here comes the giant fist!
You can continue onwards. Yeah, You gonna continue onwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming that we're
Still.
kind of in the same order as we were last time.
Yeah. Which
With
was
Nazar and not Gil. Nazar and Locke kind of in front. And then I forget the other people.
I got it.
Moonshadow's at the back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Al, I'm gonna be actively looking and searching, see if anything is descending upon us after that.
So you continue upwards, up the path, and you can feel it inclining slightly and turning. And as you guys, you kind of start having, there's more webs kind of entwining the tunnel. And you start kind of stepping over and moving, and there's kind of like a weird chill that goes down your back, and you hear
Not a fan of that.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out on all your favorite social media platforms at Ghostlight Dice. Special thanks to John Claudy for our theme, Wide Open Chaparral.